Geek Out!
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, Freddy's coming for you. 5,
Alice and Dan have enjoyed about a year of peace until Alice starts having bad dreams again. Slowly, she discovers Freddy's plot to return to the real world by possessing her unborn son. Can she thwart his plans, save her child and her friends? So welcome to another exciting episode of A Nightmare on Geek Out Street. Today we are talking about installment number 5, The Dream Child, or just Dream Child. There's no the in it. And I have a very special guest with me today, a friend of the show, a comic book author, correct?
Yes.
Yes. We have Tyler Shainline. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today, man?
Doing just fine. Now, we here at Geek Out have interviewed you for your I almost said movie, comic book The
Not
Beef.
yet.
Yeah, soon, and we'll get that exclusive interview too. But we've interviewed you for your comic The Beef a couple times on the main show. This is your first appearance off the main show, and I'm very excited that it's with my side show.
I'm thrilled. Horror movies are my favorite genre.
Yeah.
Born and bred since I was a kid. First saw John Carpenter's The Thing. My mom turned me on to The Thing and Aliens when I was way too young for them, never turned back.
I remember that was one of our points of connection during the interview, because you knew Jake and Sam previously, but that was the first time that I had ever talked with you, and I was like, oh, this guy, 1, he gets horror movies, 2, he gets wrestling. Okay, we can coalesce. We can get down.
Absolutely. I'm trying to watch some rando horror movie tonight, and I'm going to go see New Japan on Saturday. So
nice.
all those boxes are checked.
Yeah. I'm very jealous that you get to see New Japan live. I'm too far on the east to be able to enjoy that.
Yeah, I was thrilled. The other times they've come nearby, they've been in Long Beach, which is just far away enough that I can't, do it. But this is literally 30 minutes from my house, so
nice.
I'm like, oh yeah, I can't.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to fly to Chicago for All In. At least I could do is drive to the Cow Palace.
Yeah. I'm also jealous that you get to go to All In.
My wife's making me go, so I think that's pretty wonderful.
Nice.
She's like, you deserve it. I was like, you're the best.
Yeah, that is not a bad problem to have.
No.
But getting back on topic, Nightmare on Elm Street. So, what's your connection with the series? How do you fit in? I mean, not like you made any of them or anything, but like where's your fandom lie? Are you big into Nightmare? What was your introduction to the series?
Big into Elm Street, big into Jason. Jason's my number 1 guy. Freddy's probably number 2. But I think same story for probably a lot of people. They are they're gateway drugs for horror.
Oh yeah,
they're easily accessible. Most video stores would have it, if not all, most of the series, so you could watch them. You go into a regular movie video store. Maybe they don't have Last House on the Left. Maybe they don't have Ricky O. But they might have Jason, the familiar. You see him on the cover of Fangoria. I used to stare at the Fangorias when I was a kid at the Walden books and be like, what is that burned up dude? And I think probably, I don't know what I saw first. I think I might have, honest to God, seen Freddy's Nightmares, the TV series first, like late at night on USA, and started getting into it, and I started picking up the videos.
Which is a great gateway drug into Nightmare on Elm Street, the movie series.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. No, all those had Robert Englund at the beginning, introducing you. The actual stories themselves weren't great, but it was they're fun.
They were no Black Mirror.
No, my God, no. My favorite from that time period would probably either Tales from the Dark Side or Monsters. Those are 2 awesome anthology horror TV series from those years. But then I think the first one I ever saw in the theater was Freddy's Dead. I think I was like 13 or something. We snuck in to see that, and then I was hooked. I went back and made sure I saw every single one that I could, and love him. Love Freddy. He gets a little corny sometimes, but I'm okay with it. I'm not as hardcore as some people are about that.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things that I actually love about Freddy is that he's able to do kind of silly, but like he gets away with it because he's still fucking brutal, in the right ways. And like for whatever reason, it's just, I mean, looking even back to the first one, it's a fucking dude in a fedora and a Christmas striped shirt. Like how can you not take him, silly?
Yeah. Who's a child molester? That always gets, as we go through the series, that gets mentioned less and less, but he's a fucking child molester, and he becomes the jokey, creepy uncle child molester.
As I mentioned in the first episode, which it's fine if you didn't, listen religiously to the previous episodes, but he's not a child molester. He is a child murderer, because they originally had him pegged as a child molester, but then there was a string of like child, molestation, things going on around that part of California where they were, doing the production. So they're like, you know what? Let's back away from that specific word and use a different M word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because I think in the remake they call him a straight up molester.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things that they were like, you know what? Let's bring it back to its roots.
And it made it very off-putting, especially the part where they try and make them feel bad, like when the parents attack him in the remake, and you're supposed to feel bad. Like, wait, what?
No, don't feel bad at all.
We're not there yet. No.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, oddly, so
wait, and who just murders children? Come on, I've never in my life been like, oh, that guy. He fucks kids. That guy, you can't hang out with him. That guy, he just murders them. He's funny. Let's hang out with him.
Yeah, right? Yeah, he's just a crazy uncle. Don't be alone with him.
Exactly.
But yeah, so what's your first memory with this movie? Because I actually have a special memory with seeing this the VHS box at a Blockbuster. I was wondering if maybe you had like a specific to this movie. Anything special?
I do, but it's actually as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started dating my wife, I went to her house, and I was in her dad's garage,
mm-hmm.
and he has all these movie posters up on the ceiling, and there was one of the Dream Child. And I was like, holy shit, this dude's into Freddy? I have somebody I can fucking talk to. This is awesome. I'm going to hit it off so well with this guy. And so I'm all, Dream Child, huh? Come on, Craig, that's a pretty random Elm Street movie to have up there. Is that your favorite? He's all, oh, I've never seen that piece of shit. These are all free posters I got when the movie theater closed down. Do you want that? It's a goofy-ass poster. And I'm all, oh.
Is it the one where Freddy's like got the like orb with the
no, it's the one where he's pushing the baby carriage.
Oh, so okay,
yeah.
So that's
he gave it to me, so I have that one now. So that's what was cool.
Nice. So that poster was the cover on the VHS box that I saw.
Yes.
Right around the time that it was released, which is 1989. So I was like 4, and I'm with my mom in a Blockbuster. Walking around, I'm probably trying to convince her to get Back to the Future for the 20th time, and because Back to the Future Part 2 hadn't come out yet, or it came out that year. But so I walk past and I see like this movie on the new release wall or whatever, and just seeing a burnt up dude pushing a stroller like. And like a fucking hell stroller too. It's got
yes,
like spikes
absolutely.
and shit like that.
Like Tim Burton took a rancid shit out of a stroller.
Exactly. And I was just like, and like I had a nightmare that night where Freddy Krueger was chasing me.
Oh, that's fantastic. That should be on the box art for that movie. Like, gave a kid a nightmare just by looking at it.
Right? Did not know. Wasn't until like almost 10 years later that I ever watched a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
So part 5 was your first ever view of anything, like just the box art?
Yeah. The box art was the first. That's the first memory I have of actually being scared too.
That's so awesome.
So kudos to you, Dream Child.
Yeah. The first Freddy memory I ever have, I remember it now specifically. I was in a Tower Records, and I was going through all these albums.
I love that both of us are referencing like dead stores.
Oh, absolutely. No. The Tower Records in Stockton, I used to go there all the time looking at vinyl. I'm flipping through actual vinyl. There may be CDs that just started showing up.
Right.
And I had, I believe it was a Dokken album.
Of course.
And
Dokken from Nightmare 3
the Dokken stuff.
fame.
And they had Elm Street 3's soundtrack in there in the Dokken section. And I pulled the vinyl out, and I flipped it over, and on the back is a completely nude woman, her nude breasts, but Freddy's head.
Oh.
And it was for a scene that was shot for part 3 but wasn't used. Like the part where she lures where he pretends to be a woman and lures the deaf kid into the
nurse.
room.
Yeah.
But there's I guess extra footage of him completely like in full makeup with fake boobs, and I was like, what am I looking at? I am both terrified and aroused at the same time. And that was my first image of Freddy. I completely forgot about that.
I mean, that's how I live my life as it is. Just terrified but aroused.
Absolutely, as any Dawkins fan should.
We the Dream Warriors.
Oh, so good. That is on my fucking phone, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
But yeah, so that's cool. I am a big fan of that story. So let's get into some of the nitty gritty of this particular installment in the Nightmare franchise. So, as I mentioned earlier, it was released in 1989, specifically August 11th. Which anyone playing at home who listened to the last episode, yes, that is 8 days short of exactly 1 year after the previous one had come out. Which works since it takes place about a year later. Runtime is about 90 minutes, which is 3 minutes shorter than the last one. It was written by Leslie Bohem, who you might know from her writing Dante's Peak or Sylvester Stallone's Daylight. Or him. I actually don't know if Leslie Bohem is a man or a woman, so apologies for assuming that Leslie is a woman's name. Because it Leslie Nielsen is a man. Anyway, produced.
It is a he.
Yeah.
And he's the credited writer. They did an amazing thing with this movie where when they first started going to production, they just invited they basically had all these splatterpunk writers come in and turn in scripts.
Oh yeah.
Like all kinds of different people. David, what's his name? Chow, that wrote for Fangoria. He was one of them. A bunch of different people submitted different scripts, and they realized this wasn't the direction we wanted to go in, and they went with. They realized they were behind production, so they rushed in with this script, and then they didn't even have an ending for it. The director actually wrote the ending on the fly.
Huh. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. They were actually filming while they were still building sets. So they'd have to get everyone to stop building the sets on the same stage, and then they could film, and then they go back to building the rest of the set. They were so far behind.
Yeah. I think I did see something about a lot of writers thrown in there, but yeah, Leslie Bohem, the main credited writer, produced again. Robert Shea is back for the 5th time, the only person that has been part of the crew for all 5 movies so far, other than Robert Englund, and also Rupert Harvey, directed by Stephen Hopkins, who you might know from his work on Predator 2.
Fuck yeah.
And several episodes of the first season of 24, and a couple other things, but those are the only things that jumped out to me as like, I know those things.
No. He did a classic. He did a 90s, oh my God, the soundtrack alone, Judgment Night.
Oh, it sounds fun.
Emilio Estevez, Cuba Gooding Jr., and a couple other, Jeremy Piven, and some other guy. They're in Winnebago to go see a boxing fight, and they get trapped in the grimy city, and they have to fight off a gangster played by, you guessed it, Dennis Leary.
Oh,
yeah, it is an amazing. And the soundtrack, it was before rap and rock was a thing, and so you had like Onyx and Biohazard together on a song, Cypress Hill and Pearl Jam together on a song. It was fucking awesome.
God.
Highly recommend Judgment
I need to
Night.
check this out. Yeah.
And he also did like a few of the first episodes on Tales from the Crypt, in a couple of early seasons, if I remember correctly.
Nice.
But Predator 2 alone, that guy should be. Where's his star on the Walk of Fame? God damn it!
Right? I love Predator 2. Jake, not so much, but I love it. But
Jake has shit taste. We don't even. I was told I would not have to talk about Jake if I was on this show.
All right. That's the last mention of him.
He's a monster.
He's the worst. If I had my way, we'd get rid of him and just have you as our third host for the show.
Oh. Let's get those. Let's make this happen.
Yeah. Hashtag. I don't know. Fuck Jake.
Yeah. He doesn't have kids he has to pay for. He doesn't have anyone that loves him. He doesn't need this job. Please.
Oh, you think we get money for this?
Oh shit! Click.
Oh no.
Dial tone sound.
All right. So this movie was filmed at various locations around L.A. and Culver City out in California. I couldn't find anything really more specific than that, except for this single shot was shot here. And I'm like, well, I just want to know the areas that you shot in. No, don't tell me where the staircase was for the hospital.
Yes,
which is like the only I think it's the UCLA like campus was used for just the staircase for the mental institution for the flashbacks for Amanda Kruger.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, sure, why not? And its budget was $6 million, which if anyone remembers the last movie had I don't have it written here in front of me, but I do know that $6 million is less than half of what the last movie had. I think the last movie had like 14 or something like that. And then its gross, kind of going in line with that, was only $22.1 million. Now, I say only because, sure, that's a lot of money to me. But that's, again, about half of what the previous movie grossed. I think, if I remember correctly, the previous movie grossed $49 million. And is also the lowest gross of the franchise.
So wait, you're telling me that they took a movie and they rushed into production without an unfinished script, and they had to finish it while they were making the movie, and then it didn't make a money? That's such a weird concept. Yeah.
Wow. Although it had a really good opening, but it like quickly fell off. You know, kind of like
Word
Batman vs Superman.
Word of mouth.
Yeah. Like the strong opening just goes to show you that the last movie was well received and that their marketing was decent. And then the second weekend where it like dropped down to number 50 on the top 55 list.
Yep, the decision was made then. Next movie, we're fucking killing this guy.
Yeah.
Just put it in the title. Just put it in the title.
Mm-hmm. Let him know he's dead.
Yes.
So what happened in the movie? Tyler, you've seen the movie a million times, where I've only seen it twice.
Yeah.
Why don't you take the lead? Give us a Reader's Digest condensed version of the plot.
Well, yeah, like you said, it takes place after the Dream Master. It's one of the nightmares that has characters that carry over from the previous film, and so they're now. Alice is like, she doesn't have any of the dreams anymore about Freddy, so she's graduating from high school, high school, yeah. And a group of different friends, one of which was a comic book nerd.
Which another reason why it was so perfect for you
is a big comic book nerd.
Yeah.
And so that character is based off of him, apparently. So, which was a lot of fun, just because, you're a comic book fan, so it's always fun to see yourself represented.
Yeah. And what better reason for you to be on this show as a comic book writer in your own right?
Boom, tied it all together, baby.
Boom.
So then, what is it? She has she starts having weird nightmares, and she has she passes out, and she ends up back at the asylum. But now she's Amanda Kruger. She herself is Amanda Kruger.
Yeah.
And she gets trapped in with the son of 1,000 maniacs, and we get to see how she gets locked in with 1,000 maniacs. One of which is, spoiler alert, Robert Englund without makeup on, who mugs the camera, I think at least twice.
Yeah.
Like looks directly at the camera like, yeah.
Might as well wink at it and be like, hey, kids, you know who I am. No.
I got to interview him when I was still writing for different websites years back, and he's a super nice guy, but oh man, yeah, he's a cornball. He believes in his acting abilities. It's pretty interesting conversation with that guy. But let's see. So then from there she gets moved into she wakes up and she's like pregnant. She's still having a dream, and this is when she gives birth to the Freddy baby, right?
No, that happens later. That's a separate dream in the second act of the movie.
Okay.
No, when she wakes up from that dream, it does have the fake out. No, you're still in a dream, but so she's in her bed. She's like, oh my god, that was a terrible dream. And then she looks over and Freddy's there, and he's
Freddy
like,
yeah, it's not the boyfriend. Yeah.
But then she wakes up, and it's really her shit. And then that's when she goes to graduation.
That's when she goes to graduation. After graduation is when she has okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
not like it matters. Either the people listening to this have watched it recently, or they've never seen it, and it doesn't matter.
No, yeah. It's. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This is my sixth favorite of the movies
out
of eight, I think. So yeah. So I mean, it's not a good movie. Yeah. It has an entertaining moments.
Actually, as a quick aside, what is your favorite and least favorite of the franchise?
Oh, favorite is Dream Warriors, hands down.
Of course.
That movie is so fucking entertaining. That's the movie I can someone's like, oh, I don't like Freddy, or I don't fucking care about this movie. It's cool. I'm just gonna put this on. If you don't enjoy it, I'll never mention it again. And
enjoy some
always
Dawkins.
Enjoys it. Yeah, And then my least favorite is the remake because that's just a fucking piece of shit.
That's fair.
Like I like the Jason, I like the Friday the 13th remake, I like the Chainsaw remake, I like the Dawn of the Dead remake. So it's not a remake,
dude. I'm not gonna lie.
It's just that it's so poorly made.
I'm not gonna lie. So Nightmare's always been like my favorite franchise. I still have much love for Friday the 13th, but as a standalone like Friday the 13th movie, the remake is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's got everything you need. It's got the boobs, it's got the sex, it's got the violence, it's got the cool kills, annoying characters, memorable characters, something that this movie itself is lacking in.
Yeah.
So I never understood all the hate I got. It's one of those movies where after I saw it, I was all, that was pretty good.
I think
and the world's all, no, it wasn't. And you're dumb for liking it, ugly face. I'm like, shit, okay.
I think it's just a victim of like people hating on remakes for the sake of hating on remakes, and people hating on Michael Bay films for the sake of hating on Michael Bay films because he wasn't a producer on it. But like, that's a fucking producer. He didn't even fucking direct it. Granted, not like the Turtles remakes were that great, and he produced those.
those I've successfully avoided.
Yeah, good.
But
it gave Sam
the
a headache.
Remake, it's just as good as 7 or 8. It's not. Shit, it's better than the one. Anyway, haters gonna hate.
Hate.
Slasher's gonna slash.
Slash. So
back to Dream Child.
Yeah. We don't have to be super detailed. We can jump around a little bit for like the non-consequential stuff.
Crisscross, if you will.
Ooh, jump
around.
Yeah.
So I think, let's see. At some point, Yvonne, I forget her real name. She was in Summer School.
Oh, I love Summer School.
Oh man, I watched it the first day of summer every year. I always watch Summer School.
Oh, that's a good idea. I should start doing that too.
Oh, it's awesome. My wife's a big fan of the movie too, so I always have a good time with that.
Yeah.
And she's. I think
I knew I recognized her.
Who's the first one to die?
I think it's her.
Yeah. Because she's not believing it or whatever.
Yeah.
She gets mad or.
Oh no! Dan is the first one to die. The boyfriend.
Oh yeah,
because
on
she's
the motorcycle.
Yeah, because she's like, oh no, I had a bad dream. Freddy's coming, and he's like, all right, I'm going to come rescue you. And then like he gets in a truck. Freddy possesses the truck, and like rips his arm off and makes it a seatbelt, which is great.
So good.
And like he's on the passenger seat, and he's got his own steering wheel, like it's a driver's ed car.
Yes. No, that was fun. That was a fun one.
Yeah, and then the crash happens, and the kid gets out and gets on a motorcycle, starts driving the motorcycle, and then like, oh, surprise, you're still in the fucking dream. Freddy's possessed the bike, and like in a fucking badass, like he morphs the bike, and then like a way to easily gross me out is to have electrical components. Like entering a person's body. Apparently.
I flashed back to the very frightened kid I was when I saw Superman 3. And
yes,
the woman gets sucked
me
into
too.
The machine. I was like,
too.
It's happening again. Oh God, no!
That is one of the reasons why Superman 3 is my least favorite of the Christopher Reeve series. I will gladly watch Quest for Peace.
That's why it's my most favorite. No, I remember as a kid it was terrifying.
I still can't watch the Large Marge sequence in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, man.
Oh my God! Anytime that woman, because she was a character actor, would show up in a different thing, I would just start screaming, "Large Marge! Large Marge!"
You know what? I've totally seen her in other things too. Yeah,
absolutely. No, I love it. I love a big character actor fan.
Yeah.
So anytime people like that show up, I'm always
Brian
like, whatever their most famous role is.
But yeah, so he turns into the bike, starts poking the kid with wires, and I'm just going, ugh.
If you want to feel even more grossed out, go online because that footage is heavily edited. There's unedited.
All the death scenes
that.
are super edited down.
Oh yeah, because they got an X rating the first several times they submitted this one. They had to cut it. I think they submitted it like at least 20 times. I heard.
Oof, it's got to be some sort of record.
Yeah, but the wires and the piping, just because they filmed it in reverse, and so then it's just like it's them pulling them out, but looks like they're just going right into his skin. It's so good, so fun.
I don't know why, but that grosses me out so much.
Effects on that too, so there's some really good top people doing that.
Yeah, good stuff. So yeah, so then he wakes up and he's still in his truck, and he gets steamrolled by a big old tanker truck.
Yeah. Well, it happens right outside of where she's at, right?
Yeah, right outside her diner.
Yeah. She comes. It's like literally they pan the camera and it's right there.
Yeah, it's like a block
somehow
away.
all of this happened without really too much notice.
Yeah. And then Yvonne, she dies after that, which is a fucking intense death scene for anyone that's ever had to deal with eating disorders. Because she's a young cover model, and her mom is a momager before that term was a thing, and is like always constantly yelling, like, don't eat that, cover models don't eat sweets, or whatever the fuck the line was. And she's at this like fancy banquet kind of thing, and then
no, Greta. Sorry, her name's Greta.
Oh, that's right.
The model, Yvonne is the one from summer school. Yeah, Greta, so Greta, she's going to get, she's the model. In real life, she was too.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
No.
Yeah,
and of course, Mark, the comic book nerd, is obsessed with her.
Yeah.
Never going to get it, Mark.
No, you're never going to get it.
My brother.
But yeah, so, well, to I guess to finish up the death, he ends up force-feeding her food that makes her... does it make her like face explode?
Yeah. It's almost like one wafer thin.
Yeah.
And they have this giant like prosthetic. Cool, because right before they really started doing too much computer graphics. Like there is some stuff in this, but it's almost all the stuff with Mark is hand drawn. So this is they're still doing prosthetics mostly in this movie. It's super cool.
Oh, it looks so good. It's so gross, but so good.
My favorite is Freddy's claws. One of them is their spoons.
Yes.
So he's like using his claw to like spoon feed her.
Yes. I thoroughly enjoyed that too.
Yeah. Then he starts slicing her open and feeding her herself too.
Yeah. I thought I had read that when I was looking over it, but I could have sworn when I was watching the movie maybe that was something that got cut out. But I was like, I don't see him like slicing her up. Like in the comic book sequence, he brings her back and like uses her blood as like dipping sauce.
Yes, yeah. Maybe I don't think about it. Maybe that is because I watched the uncut stuff online sometimes, so I might be mixing that in there. But
I'm pretty sure. Actually, I think I was watching the documentary, the Never Sleep Again or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where I heard that be mentioned, that like she's supposed to be eating herself, which that's even better, just even more fucked up.
But no, MPA, let's cut that out. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, no fun.
No.
Yeah.
No fun, police.
Yeah. Right to censor, right?
Oh man, I used to get so mad when they would come on. Oh, we were going to get to see something. We were never going to get to see it.
No. Let's see what. I'm sure we've skipped over a couple things.
Let's see. Now we had your So I think now is right after she dies, after Greta dies, is when.
Oh, with that Greta scene, we get that great moment where Alice opens up the fridge and Greta like comes through the door. It's like, help me! And I was like, oh fuck. Yeah.
And then I think that's when Alice gets an ultrasound from Yvonne.
Yeah.
And
because she's a candy striper.
Yes. But I think Yvonne doesn't believe it, and then that's when.
Oh yeah, around then is when Alice figures out that the reason why she's been having like weird like waking nightmares is because Freddy is tormenting her unborn child.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then Yvonne falls asleep in a jacuzzi.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mark falls asleep and he's pulled into his comic book.
Yeah.
And then he gets, which is an awesome scene, all hand
Take on Me
stuff,
style.
Which was super fun. Yeah.
Then Yvonne survives because Alice comes into the dream.
She's the only ones that makes it out. That's right. That's why I was like, why can't I remember how Yvonne dies? Oh, that's why, because she fucking lives.
I loved the way that they had Mark die though. Like he, after all the menacing about, turns him into paper and then just like slice. Like that's
they made a figure of that Freddy all in black and white, and he comes. One of his accessories is a printed like little cutout of Mark all
Yes.
sliced up. It's awesome.
Yes. Oh, I would get that.
Yeah, I think that was like a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive too, if I remember correctly.
Oh, of course it is.
But and so now we meet her weird baby kid, right? We go into the MC Escher world at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, the final scene of Jim Henson's Labyrinth.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it reminded me of.
But yeah, so they're there, and basically the exact same scene because like she's trying to be like, no, come this. I think the kid's name is Jake. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry to bring up that terrible name.
For real, right? Well, it makes sense. No wonder, probably a shitty Kiss fan too. Makes sense. What always bummed me out later on in life was finding out that the kid that played Jake, her kid, while filming the movie, his dad died.
Ooh, that sucks.
Yeah, because that kid is actually in a bunch of other stuff too, and so like I was just researching him, and I found out his dad died while making that movie, and that was like his best friend and all that, and so he had to go to work every day and be around Freddy Krueger and shit.
Oh, damn! With a dead father in the movie too.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's the thing. I was like, man, and he seems to be fine, but yeah, that would have fucked me up.
Yeah. Right. But yeah. So, which leads. So not only did they rip off the Labyrinth, but they also ripped off Friday the 13th Part 4 with the Corey Feldman ending.
Oh, you're right. Yep.
Where the kid's like, Freddy, look, I'm you. I mean, it makes more sense in Nightmare because Freddy was trying to possess the kid. But
yeah.
Whereas like Jason's just dumb and thinks that he's looking into a mirror. I don't know.
I mean, he's special needs. Let's be a little more polite than that. Come on, people forget about that.
You're right.
He was touched. He was touched in many ways.
and was raised himself in the woods too. So
as one does when your mom ditches you,
right, for death.
Yeah, I guess he's dead. I won't go look for the body or anything. Yeah. I'll just get revenge on these kids that had nothing to do with it.
To be fair, the continuity before she died was that he had died in the lake.
Yeah, I've actually had a lot of discussions about that. We'll save that for another time.
Okay. I wish I hadn't already done a Friday the 13th podcast then.
That was your biggest mistake.
I should have just had you as the guest every week.
Just cut me in. Just edit me in.
Yeah. Post. But yeah, so yeah, and then.
Well, also, doesn't he the kid vomits all over Freddy to kill him, basically?
I think so.
Because he has all this, he goes, and all these like arms and stuff come out, and then they trap Freddy to the wall, and then like the little heads of the victims. It's a weird fucking ending. Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you write it on the fly.
I was gonna say it almost seems like they didn't have a plan.
It's like Lost all over again.
Don't you dare bring up that goddamn show. So frustrating.
But yeah, so then everyone lives happily ever after that.
Although I feel like at the very end, you can there's some kids there was where everything worked out just fine.
Oh yeah, and then it has the little rhyming girls. The
you always got to slip that in there.
Although, fun fact, this is the last movie until Freddy vs. Jason to use the jump rope girls.
No shit. That's all. I had no idea. That's super interesting.
So I'm about to get into some random trivia for the movie, but that was one of the first things that jumped out at me. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is also the first sequel of the franchise to not have a number in the title on the title card at the beginning of the movie. It just says Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Child. It doesn't say a Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5.
Because it's definitely on the poster, because I remember always staring at the poster.
Yeah. No, yeah, literally just in the opening credits sequence. Yeah. Fun fact about that opening credits sequence. We also see during it, we also see some intercutting of what looks like a couple getting it on, a little hanky panky.
Yeah.
The male body is what's his name? I have it here. Michael Bailey Smith, who
the guy who played Super Freddy.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he's also he's a Kane Hodder type. He's been the Super Shredder in not Super Shredder because that was Kevin Nash, but
I was gonna say I'm sorry, sir,
but no, like he's that
was
type.
Big sexy,
big sexy, cool.
Yes.
But yeah, no, he's that, like he does that type of character work a lot.
Yeah, he might have been in, like, there's a movie called Trackman that has a giant killer. He might have been that guy.
Exactly.
He wasn't, but he might have. One of those sort of things. Absolutely.
Yeah. And speaking, and just since I'm jumping over to Super Freddy, during that sequence, all of Mark's drawings were supposed to come to life to attack him, but budget knocked it down to just like, oh, you'll be your little shadow wannabe guy, and he'll be Super Freddy, and you'll just duke it out.
And if I remember correctly too, I think that scene is actually like, it's not just shot in black and white. Like everything is painted.
No,
like,
it's all painted.
Design.
It's all painted. Yeah. And you want to know how I know that? Because they fucking missed a 2x4, and it was like just glaring me in the eye that there was this.
Oh, I've never noticed.
This everything's grayscale. Cool. Everything's grayscale except for this one bright yellow 2x4 right next to Mark.
I'm such a nerd. I usually I usually keep an eye out for that stuff. Oh, that's fun.
I was in the middle. I was in the middle of editing some photos, so I was color correcting. So like my mind was already in that space. So I was like, "Oh, cool! They painted everything black and white. That's neat. Not that thing." As you mentioned earlier, the production was really rushed. What I read said that they were shooting on 2 stages, so they were building sets on one stage while they were shooting on another stage, but. Based on budget,
in the same building.
Yeah, I was gonna say, based on budget, it sounds like what you said is probably more likely. Where they were like, "Hey guys, stop hammering for a second. We got to do this take."
Yeah,
maybe that's why they forgot to paint that one 2x4.
Russian.
But the studio was so impressed with the fact that Hopkins was able to get something out in that time crunch, because it was only about, I think it was like 4 weeks to shoot, 4 weeks to edit. Which is ridiculous. Even my 30-minute zombie movie that I made with my friends took more time than that.
Oh yeah, I don't know how they'd ever pull this off.
Yeah, but because they were so impressed, they gave him Predator 2. That's how he got Predator 2.
And I've always read that too, and I've always tried to find the connection because it's 2 completely different studios and different production teams. So I've always wondered like who the person was that was like, you want to shit out a sequel? I got the dude.
Yeah, even my research said the same thing. It was like, how? Who knows? But that's Hollyweird, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I've always heard that because I'm always like when I was younger, there wasn't a lot of research you could do about Predator 2. So any information I could get. I glommed onto all my old Fangorias with my fucking little post-it notes inside with a writing on the side saying, just inside here is stuff about Freddy, or inside here is stuff about Phantasm. I'm
sure it was like, just producers talk, even between studios, or like, some dude was reading, the trades and was like, oh, hey, did you see that new Nightmare on Elm Street movie? No, but I hear it was done in 2 months. We should get that guy for Predator 2.
Because we're supposed to be filming that right now.
Yeah. Oh, speaking, you invoked Kiss earlier. Speaking of Kiss, were you aware that current drummer Eric Singer, or at least current whenever the article was written, I think he's still the current drummer, is the drummer in at one point there's a TV sequence with a band. He's the drummer in that band.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
No, that's super weird.
Yeah.
Because speaking of music in this movie, I was going to bring up, have you ever seen the Houdini video?
No.
So the Houdini has the song. There's a bunch of people on the soundtrack. Like Wasp is on there, Schoolie D, Samantha Fox, Cool Mo D. But there's only one video from it, and it was Houdini for the song Anyway I Gotta Swing It. Which has nothing really to do with Freddy. Not like the Fat Boy song, which was actually about Freddy. But they still filmed it on the set of 5. And you can tell that Houdini and whoever Houdini's side guy is do not want to be there whatsoever. Like, they are phoning it in hard. And they're just like, and one of them's like wearing a kind of a Freddy sweater, and they're just one of them. And Houdini's wearing his Houdini hat. It is a great song, and you go on YouTube, find that video. It's something to cherish if you're a Freddy fan.
I will check that out. Speaking of music, I actually do have two other fun facts about some of the music, or two. I have facts about two of the songs on the soundtrack. So we're gonna start at the end of the movie. The final credits song, "Let's Go" by Kool Moe Dee.
Yes.
Samples Vincent Price's laugh from Thriller. That's the first thing you hear in the song.
Holy shit, you're right.
Mm-hmm. And peep this. I was listening to the lyrics and I was like, these are some weird, like very specific, angry lyrics. I looked it up. It's actually a diss track aimed at LL Cool J.
What?
Of all people.
How have I lived my whole life not knowing this?
I don't know.
I have the soundtrack, so I can't believe.
With that knowledge, you need to go back and listen and be like, this man was very angry about LL Cool J.
It's got "Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter" on it, but credited to Bruce Dickinson, not credited to Iron Maiden.
Oh, that's the other song that I have a factoid about.
No.
So
what's the info on that?
Bring your daughter ... to the slaughter was written and performed by Bruce Dickinson at the behest of the studio. It was written for the movie.
No shit.
Iron Maiden didn't record their version until like a couple years, or maybe not a couple years, but some time later. And also, that song is the only song by Iron Maiden to make it to #1 on the singles chart in the UK.
Whoa. I'm sure you're right. That's insane. I always assume like "Run to the Hills" or something would have been the #1 song for them, not "Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter."
Well, I mean, when you have it attached to such a grade A movie.
Oh, it was attached to a different movie too?
Well done. Well played.
I legitimately I've again lived my whole life not knowing that. I'm so happy.
Well, this is what happens when you have the internet. Granted, to be fair, in your defense, I do minimal research for these things. I don't fact check anything. I take Wikipedia most of these are IMDb trivia. I take them at face value. Assume that other people.
They're written by scientists. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's not user submitted.
No, what? No, that would be chaos. You can't have that.
Yes.
That would be insane. That's insanity.
So, moving on, we here at Geek Out, I don't know how you feel about this, but we here at Geek Out oft say that 1989 was the best year for movies. At least for Scherzies in the 80s for us.
What year were you guys born?
I'm the oldest, and I was born in 85.
Okay. See, I was born 77, so for me, it's going to be 1984, 1985.
See, now I can appreciate your opinion, but
I mean, 84 had Ghostbusters, Karate Kid, Indiana Jones, Beverly Hills Cop, Terminator, Elm Street 1, Star Trek 3. Oh, damn. Fucking lost it.
But 89 had Tim Burton's Batman, Lethal Weapon 2, now I'm blanking.
Dead Poet Society, motherfucker. Oh, wait. Oh, Roadhouse. You had Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Can't say anything.
Ghostbusters 2. Or not Ghostbusters.
I love Ghostbusters 2.
Was it Ghostbusters 2 that was in 89? Back to the Future 2. Back to the Future 2. For sure. Ghostbusters 2 might have been 86.
Back to the Future. Yeah, Back to the Future 2. Ghostbusters 2 was 89.
Oh,
so was
Burbs.
Boom. Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted.
So,
I'm trying to think of any others.
Well, here, peep this. 1989 is the only year to have all three big slasher franchises have a movie out.
Jason Takes Manhattan came out that year. You're right.
And Halloween #5.
Ooh.
Arguably the best one. I would disagree with that very much, but
I like that movie.
I've only seen it the one time, and it's been years. Yeah, it might have been back when I was working at Blockbuster that I saw Halloween 5. So it's been a while.
I think Weekend at Bernie's came out in 89. Ooh. Oh shit! I might have to do some serious thinking about this.
Yeah, I want to say, did the first Predator movie come out in 89?
I don't think so, but I'm pretty sure Who's Harry Crumb did.
Oh! There, done. List is done. No one can argue anymore that 1989 is not the best.
Fuck, wait. That means that there's 2 John Candy movies in 89 because Uncle Buck came out in 89 too.
I don't understand why you're still arguing with it.
And wait, I'm pretty sure you got Harlem Nights in 89. All right, you've won me over.
Yes. So, and then the last bit of fun trivia that I have is that Alice is the only person to have fought Freddy twice and survived. Because Nancy fights him twice, but she dies the second time. And I don't count New Nightmare as a third battle because that's not Nancy. That's the real actress.
Yeah, it takes place in a different reality. Yeah.
Exactly. So then the last bits of facts that I have, not trivia, but facts. The location,
goddamn facts, people.
The location in universe for this movie was still, yet again, Springwood, Ohio. They have not ventured out yet. Timeline is present day as far as the movie is concerned. It's 1989. Kill count. In this movie, 3 people die, which means Freddy's total kills for the entire franchise so far is 30. But the total kill count overall is 31. Because I don't know if you know this, but people that have been listening know this. A dude gets trampled at the party in Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Oh, shit. You could credit him for that. Yeah, absolutely. It's manslaughter, really. But I mean...
If anything, it's an indirect kill.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay,
he might walk on that charge, but I'll give it to you.
he did cause the chaos.
He instigated, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
No,
he's the dude. He's the dude in the movie theater who yelled fire. Okay. So out of the 3 kills, what's your favorite kill?
Well, what's funny is even though it's doesn't have a lot to choose from, it does have 2 really great ones.
Yeah. I was going to say
as great as death is, I got to go with Mark because as a comic book nerd, I got to stick with my boy.
I had the same response. I was like, I love Greta's kill because it's like it's really good, it's really gross and all that shit. But yeah, Mark takes the cake because it's the most. I think it's the most creative. Yeah, because he pulls him into the comic book world.
That first kill, though, the motorcycle, all that shit is really cool.
This one, not only did it have so few to choose from, but all 3 of them were legit. Like I always ask, what's the worst kill? But I almost don't want to ask because I don't think it's fair to ask.
Yeah, I don't even know
what I'm going to say, Yvonne, because she didn't die.
I'd watch a whole goddamn movie of the dude, the suit the guy wears when the stuntman, whoever it is riding that motorcycle. Like he looks so cool. Like that guy should have had his own 80s TV show,
like his own version of Knight Rider.
Flesh Biker. Well, I have that movie. It's a VHS though.
Ah.
But yeah, I don't think there's a bad kill. Yeah, let's just give it to Yvonne for waking up like a punk and not getting killed like she was supposed to.
Right. So was there any evolution of Freddy in this movie? Like, did he get any new powers or anything like that? There was nothing that I noticed. Did you notice anything?
I mean, I think fatherhood changes anyone, really. I mean, I spent the day today at the county fair with a bunch of kids, and I was half sober the entire time. I mean, so that alone is a big change.
Yeah.
So I'd say fatherhood changed Freddy.
I'm proud of you for having a half sober day for the first time in your life.
It happens, man.
Okay.
I ran out of ladders.
Okay, I'll give you that. Fatherhood is his evolution, short-lived as it was.
It's a boy.
All right. So how was Freddy defeated? We talked about that. It was the Friday the 13th 4 ending / the Labyrinth ending. But really, really what killed him was reuniting with his mother. Yeah. And doesn't that kill us all?
Yeah, what is that, infanticide? Wait, no, what is that when your mom kills you?
Yeah, it would be infanticide.
Yeah, so there we go.
Even though he's not an infant, but...
No, but I think no matter, even if you're a grown-up and your mom kills you.
Yeah.
I mean, when my obituary is posted, you'll know.
That'll be the thing that we take away from you.
Oh, he was right all along.
Yeah. It is infanticide. And then how does Freddy come back? He doesn't really come back, but as you mentioned, we do have the jump rope girls, which implies that he's still around. He's not gone.
I'm trying to think. I feel like every movie has a little hook at the end where there's like, the hood comes down on the first one on the car, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, then obviously the fucking mom gets dragged through the goddamn window.
Yeah. One of them, his claw hand comes through the paper mache house.
Oh yeah.
One of them, just a light turns on that paper mache house.
just keep it subtle, man. Just let you know.
Yeah, he's a man of subtlety.
Absolutely.
Like when he yells, "It's a boy."
It's a boy. Seriously, anytime somebody has a kid, that's what's in my head every time.
Yeah, even if it's a girl.
That was in the trailer. It was on all the radio ads, even back. God, radio ads for movies. Holy shit.
Yeah. All right. Wow. Do you have anything left to talk about with either this movie specifically or Freddy Krueger in general?
Man, I think just that. I hope that they bring him back in some way. Like, I think that he's somebody who has a longevity. You need to get somebody who has a lot of character to play him.
Like Johnny Depp.
I think Robert. Yeah. What was that?
Like Johnny Depp.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, no. The only good movie that guy's done in years is Rango, and he's not in it. It's his voice. And that movie's just fucking exceptional in spite of him, I think. Anyway.
It's funny he kills Johnny Depp in the first movie. The best thing that guy's been
in lately is a Rolling Stone interview, because that interview was fascinating.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yes.
Rolling Stone.
Yeah, I just hope they bring Freddy back. I could stand to see some more stuff. I wish Freddy's Nightmares was available to watch in a better way than, bootleg.
Yeah.
And I forget how it's pronounced, but NECA, the company that keeps making Freddy and Jason and other horror movie action figures, I'll give it a rest. My wallet's fucking aching over here. They make way too many cool figures. So, I mean, from every goddamn movie, all kinds of different dioramas, all sorts of stuff over the years. So
also, we will give you ad space if you give us a free the cartoon world Freddy Krueger, the black and white with
absolutely.
Mark as paper.
With the cutout of Mark, I'll send that right over to you.
Yeah, I will give anyone that sends that to me, I will give you a 30-second spot on all of our shows for at least a month.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go on eBay because I'm keeping mine.
Yeah, you write within reason. There are things that I will not say into this microphone, but within reason, I will say whatever you want for 30 seconds. If it's just,
but will you sing that?
I'll sing it. I'll
There we go.
Yeah, as a thank you to whomever it is.
No, just I love Freddy. I hope that there's some more. This is definitely not one of the best Freddy movies. It's not a movie to get anybody into. Like, hey, you never seen a Freddy movie? I got the one. This is not fucking it.
No, but definitely solid middle of the road Freddy movie.
Yeah, and it has that iconic part where you get to see Amanda get trapped in with when the two doofuses leave her in there, and that's actually shot really well. Like that opens the movie kind of. I think it's like right in the first 15 or 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. And it makes you think, oh man, they're going to do some big stuff, and they really make that scene look really cool.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And they don't overdo it either. They just the implication there of what's going to happen. If you know, it's not some goddamn Rob Zombie version where you got to watch a 20-minute fucking rape scene.
Yeah, thanks, Rob Zombie.
Oh god, the worst.
All right. Well, then in that case, since you are a professional, would you like to plug anything of your work before I cut you off?
Oh man, I don't even have to send you the Freddy figure. Sweet.
Well, you get like 10 seconds. I'm offering 30 seconds of me saying, "Oh, it's so good."
If you're looking to buy crack cocaine, hit me up. I'm on the corner of 4th and E. Oh wait. Oh no, you mean my books? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Beef trade paperback comes out on July 18th and has the complete series all collected in there. It's a story about a guy who basically Chuck eats irradiated beef and becomes a mountain of meat, and he has to defend his town and his friends and her family from these evil Vodino shitheads that want to fuck everything up. And if you look around the news, you'll see a lot of people that resemble the Vodinos lately. We were ahead of our time.
Yeah. Real quick, speaking of that, when we posted our review for the book, did you? I don't know if you happened to see the post. Did you appreciate the picture that I chose to go with the post?
Absolutely. No, that was very charming. I wanted to say, in person, that shows, that's a sign of respect. I appreciate that so much.
Yeah.
That's some work. That's some research there, sir.
I put so much effort into taking the picture of the comic that you personally signed for me.
I loved it. No, I was like, hey, I did that. Yeah. You know, what's funny is I've actually only signed, I think, 10 or so copies. So you have.
Oh, nice. I should probably
you
bag
have
and
one
board
of the
this.
few signed copies because I don't do signings or whatever. So you're lucky there, sir.
Yeah. I should probably stop using it as toilet paper then.
Oh no, please! I specifically got paper that was double ply for a reason.
Oh, you are a saint.
I
don't care what Jake says about you.
I can't give these things away. Anyway, on that note, please give me your money and buy my product.
Yeah, and please give me Freddy Krueger in black and white with a cutout of Mark.
There you go.
So thank you, Tyler, for coming on. This was a treat. You are now in my Rolodex of people to call on for co-hosting these episodes. There's a chance that I might do Halloween after this one, since I've already done Friday the 13th, and I'm almost done with Nightmare on Elm Street. Might as well do number 3 of the big 3.
I'm a fan of all of them. Halloween, Texas Chainsaw, Phantasm, The House. There's only 4 of those. House movies. Pretty much anything there. I have seen
the House movies, or at least I think the first 2.
Yeah. Well, then the third one's a weird. It's not really a house movie. It's a movie. What's his name? Bishop from Aliens. Lance Henriksen. He's in it, and and they call it House 3. But then House 4 is a house movie. It actually has the cast from House 1 in it, but playing different roles. It's fucking weird.
And then oddly enough, House 5 is a house party movie.
Hell yeah, it is. Pajama Jammy Jam.
So House kind of did the Halloween treatment.
In a way, yeah. It's weird because it has William Katt in it again in part 4. And you're like, oh, okay, so it's going to continue the story from the first. No, he's just okay. It's a
weird
remake of itself.
Okay.
All right, and that's the reason why it's so good. It's only available on VHS.
Oh, that's fine. I have a couple movies that are only available on Laserdisc, and that's why they're so good.
Nice. No, I need to get some of those. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, it's been fun. Thank you for coming on the show, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, sir.
All right.
Pleasure.
This has been another Geek Out production. If you enjoyed what you heard, hey, we've got a special episode every Friday. Of course, there's the usual catching up show every Wednesday. And you get book club episodes just about every Tuesday these days. Thanks for listening.